What you been talking about?
Same old shit. Wait 1 second.
Live back. Views from the Chair podcast, episode close to 100. I'm not sure exactly. We might even be at 100. This might be the 100th episode.
Nah, we're still a little bit away.
All right, probably about 4 or 5 episodes
Yeah,
away.
something like that.
Uh,
You got a dishwasher?
yeah,
Do you use it?
yeah.
Can you imagine not having one?
I mean, yeah, I've not had one before.
Yeah, when I was like a fucking kid, but like as an adult.
I mean, yes, it's kind of. I mean, it's kind of actually easier to wash them without it. It's just, I think dishwashers for lazy people, honestly. But if you got one, fuck it, just use the shit. But I mean, if you think about it, why the fuck we using that shit for real?
What you mean? Because you wash the dishes on that bitch. Dog, the fuck?
Yeah, but honestly, how long you about to let we really let our dishes stack up to the point we gotta use a dishwasher? Like that shit like for a
Nah, I
family.
usually I load the washer as I go.
That's what I'm saying. But when
I'm
do you
not
turn
letting
it
it.
on? You're not washing it with 2 plates and 2 cups in
Well,
there.
no, that's what I'm saying. So I just like load it up throughout the week, and then when it's full, I hit the go.
That's what I'm saying. But imagine if you just used it
You
right
saying
after
because I
you.
thought you meant like you stack it up in the fucking the sink.
Nah, I'm saying if you just use it as you fucking throughout the week, just like wash the dish. You don't even need that shit.
You ever know? Like, did your mom post you for National Sons Day?
Come on, man. That's not even a question.
How many National fucking Sons Days is it, dog?
It's National Everything Day. They got National Mother Day,
I
Dog
called my
Day.
mom. I said,
Grandparent Day.
did you Google it or like check anything, or you just get on Facebook and just go with the wind? She's like, oh, I just saw it on Facebook, so I went with it.
Right.
Like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love, gang.
Somebody could just start some bullshit one day and that could just be fact now.
Fucking National Beard Day, National Capone Day.
I'm pretty sure they got all that shit for real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I can't be mad. My mom posted her love and affirmation for me, but I'm like, yeah, you just posted this not too long ago. I remember it.
Yeah, I don't get the national days. I don't really subscribe. We ain't know about those 5 years ago, not even 10.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a real National Sons Day, wouldn't I got like a cake when I was little for it and shit?
Yeah, that shit brand new.
Yeah, they just made that shit up. They don't even got cards for it yet or nothing.
Nah, they'll have them next year though. Best believe it.
See, our parents love us too much. Our kids, they're not gonna get that shit. I'm not giving my kids a National Sons Day.
I mean, by the time we got kids and they're old enough to comprehend that shit, it's probably gonna be a national holiday.
Could be.
Some dumb shit. What you get into this weekend, man?
I had a good weekend, man. Friday, I had a date, but they canceled on me.
Is that relieving or is that like damn?
I wasn't like pressed on the Friday one, so it was actually it was a half and half because I was supposed to go get sushi, so I wanted to go get sushi at this place.
Yeah.
And then I had like after plans, but like the excuse that the lady had was reasonable, so I wasn't like, and I was golfing early the next day, so I was like, oh, I can clean my clubs, go hit the gym, like
get some shit done.
Yeah, not spend this $200. Everything's fine.
Right.
You know, like I'm not mad at it. Hit a reschedule. It's funny. I was just talking to Amani before we got on here, and I was like, I think like I'm less intimidating than I used to be.
Why is that?
Or I'm more approachable. Because I have like a lot of just random like people like give me compliments now.
Okay.
And I didn't used to like I don't know if I want to go into that. But yeah, I don't know.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me shut the fuck up. Anyway, the next Saturday I went golfing with Big Dylan. Kyle. It was good. Kyle asked me to be in his wedding. That was fun. He did it a funny way too, and I'm kind of slow, so I didn't understand it. So like we golfing, and it's like hole 2, and Kyle like, yo, you forget something, bro? And I was like, what you mean? It was like a little like wooden like ball holder looking John that said Dylan on it and groomsman. So I'm like, oh shit, somebody dropped their groomsman John. That's crazy, and his name's Dylan.
Oh shit. You was serious or you was fucking with him?
I was dead.
That's
I was
fucking
like, damn, what's the odds of that shit? I don't know if I was geeky, like, bro, it's for you. But I didn't even get it till I opened it. It had yaks in it.
damn. What a wedding gift.
Yeah, that was nice of him. And then I met Brandon Witt and his girl, Kyle, and some other friends at some other old friends at Constitution Yards, and that was a grand old time as well.
Mother old
You know,
friend. Right, yep.
um,
Never a bad time running from old friends.
always good seeing old friends, man. It always
Yeah.
is. It always
Yeah.
is.
I ain't mad at it.
Always good seeing old friends, bro. And then Sunday I went and saw some more old friends. I went to Shane's house. He's in town with his family and his kids. So I went over there and saw them, played some spike ball, watched some football. All around good Sunday. Unfortunately, I bet Brandon Witt and Kyle some money on Carson Wentz, and seems like I put my money on the wrong horse on that one. So
yeah, shit the bed, man.
there it is.
Yeah, sad situation with Carson.
What you do this weekend, man?
Man, my Saturday was Friday, always relaxing for me. I don't try to do too much. Saturday, same thing. Almost came out with y'all, but I know my Sunday was fucking packed, so I said, fuck that.
That's some real responsible shit right there, dog.
It's just old shit, honestly. Like that's what I'm getting to. Like you got a day from 10 to 9 at night. You like, all right, I ain't doing shit the day before.
We were all in the house by 11 o'clock that night. Literally.
Yeah, getting fucked up though.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Sunday started the day with football. Going to games and shit as always every Sunday.
Nice.
Done that. Had to go to a 5-year-old's birthday party. That's always interesting. It's, the people our age really just be having kids and shit nowadays, and it's just funny. Just watching them react and watching the kids interact with each other and shit.
Yeah, the majority of kids' parties you go to, drinking parties or no?
This one was not a drinking party. It was at a pumpkin patch, and it was the first pumpkin patch I done went to in probably 15 years.
Shit.
And I'm just like, all right, I guess this is what fucking parenting looks like. And then after that, I had to go to Philly and a birthday out there, and that was more laid back. Drinking was involved in that one, and again, watch football, and it was a great weekend because I bust your ass in fantasy. So I mean, who could be mad when you just come home with a victory?
Yeah, it was tough. Not only did I lose in fantasy, but you actually stood me up at Constitution Yard. So it was a tough weekend for our friendship, all in all.
It was more like
it was a tough weekend for our friendship overall. So yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Fantasy though, like Johnny asked me to talk on that a little bit, but it's not like nothing to really talk about. But do you think fantasy is more of like, because I always argue with him, like when I'm trying to make trades and shit, like I think fantasy football is stats.
Other than what? Opposed to what?
He's like, yeah, I gotta, like, if I'm like, yeah, I'll trade you this guy. He's got 15 points a game.
Mm.
And he's like, oh, no, I don't think he doesn't look like he's running it hard this year. What are we talking about?
I could see that. Like, you think somebody just going to fizzle out maybe? Like, maybe the coaches will stop giving them the ball or something. I don't know. We had a pretty in-depth conversation about fantasy the other day.
I mean, fantasy football is luck for the most part. It's numbers.
Nah, fantasy football is all luck.
It's numbers and luck.
Because they project whatever I was projected to lose to you, but I end up scoring times.
Well, Carson Wentz was projected to get negative 0.8 either. So, like,
yeah.
It's what it is on that one.
So, yeah, fantasy is definitely all luck, but you definitely want to go with the best players at all times. But yeah, I had a solid weekend, man. It was busy, it felt like, but it was solid.
How do you like those drunk FaceTimes I give you when you no show? Good.
That was probably the first no show drunk FaceTime I had, but it's always funny because y'all just say random shit.
Yeah,
I was in the house watching probably Dahmer, and y'all like, why you so clean? I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be dirty in the house. Like, what the fuck? Why you look so clean, yo? Yeah, I'm like, damn, what I'm supposed to be? Homie beater? You want me to answer the phone? Like,
it was 3 shots in that point. What the fuck am I supposed to be like, you ready to step out, dog?
Rub a little mud on my face or something. I'm like, damn. That shit was crazy. I was like, damn.
That's some funny shit, dog.
You got all white on. Where you going?
Yeah, where you about to step out to, dog? That you couldn't pop out and say hi to your friends and shit, dog.
Just a white tee, man. I was just watching Dahmer trying to get caught up for the pod. I told everybody watch it last week. So
Yeah, I did watch Dahmer. I watched it.
yeah. So how you like it?
I like it. I like the true crime shit. It's interesting that what I said last week on the end, where it's like, yo, why do they keep like glamorizing these tales? Is a little like fucked up. And now I'm seeing a lot of backlash from the families involved. And I'm seeing that where I know, like, I think one lady was on Twitter saying that her aunt or cousin wasn't a fan of the reenactment, and I just saw a sister of the victim and said they weren't fans, and Netflix didn't consult them, and so on. So I guess we can get into that. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a good series. It's well acted, super well acted.
Great acting in the show.
It's so well acted that it's hard to watch.
Yeah, I'm only on episode 8. I ain't finished it. I mean, I do know the Dahmer story, so it's not a surprise. Spoiler alert for anybody that watch it. Go watch that shit.
Or hear about it.
But yeah, it's never a surprise when you see backlash from something that's depicted in real life. Just like the Mike Tyson shit. Honestly, that shit did have me kind of salty. I did stop watching the Mike Tyson shit on Hulu.
I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I ain't watching this shit. Especially because he said he was doing his own shit. So I'm like, all right, I'll just wait for his.
Yeah, I watched
this shit was definitely different. Like you said, with the families, I did see that shit. It's always interesting how that dynamic could go though, because they actually did live that shit. And you like, it ain't necessarily like, I guess you gotta pay them for it, but it's like,
I think
they gonna go through some shit rewatching it, or even just hearing that this shit being depicted on a high level, because the production on there is crazy. They spent the bag on that show.
It's amazing. It's a great directed show, and it's amazingly acted. If you're gonna portray somebody that's still alive, I feel like you should reach out to them, like to at least use them as a consultant.
Yeah,
or at least try to get the permission to say, or like, heads up, we're gonna do that. Not reaching out as fucked up to me. And I know, like, the dad, he had wrote a book and he was a consultant on the show. That's like, you can't be a consultant for the murderer's dad and like not anybody that actually got murdered. I think that's a little fucked up.
I definitely feel that they definitely should have reached out. But into the show, like, did you think they tried to humanize them? Did you think it was?
No, I don't think they did at all.
Nah,
I don't think they.
One criticism I heard that they tried to humanize the killer, but in my mind, I'm like, what's wrong with that?
I don't think it was it. The only thing I guess you could say humanized, but I thought they really projected that some people are just fucked up mentally. Yeah. He was a true sociopath. He had no feeling. He just had a compulsion to experiment on people. He knew it was bad. It's not he wasn't doing it because he hated them. Nothing like that. He was just a fucked up person. That's the reality we live in. Some people are just fucked up. There's no rhyme or reason on why they're doing shit.
Yeah, because there's definitely, even to the part of I guess humanizing them on the shows, there's also always a point where it's like you might feel bad for somebody that's about to do something bad. There was never a point in there where I really like felt bad for him though, because of what he turned out to be. Like, you could feel bad for him on the sense of like, damn, his parents was fucked up, but it wasn't like I feel bad for him and I see why he did what he did. I don't understand why he still did what he did.
Yeah, it didn't even, like, to the point of his parents being fucked up. It wasn't like he was getting raped as a kid or tortured or anything like that. It was just like, oh, his parents got divorced and yeah, they might have been a little absentee and his mom might have had some addiction issues and whatnot. But it wasn't like there was no point in that series where I was like, oh, they've got a justification for his actions.
Yeah. What episode stood out to you?
The two hardest to watch, I think, or the two hardest parts to watch, I think, was when like the kid escaped.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
When the kid escaped, because I actually, you know me, dog. I read up on shit before I watch it anyway, and I was already familiar with the story, but I was reading up on articles and I read up on that, and I was like, no fucking way that happened in real life. And then they showed it in the series.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous.
I think it just go to show. I mean, they kind of drilled in the whole, basically, to say the least, cops don't listen to black people.
And I mean, like, if maybe they could have did a better job at demonizing Jeffrey Dahmer, which, like, I feel like he didn't have to because he was cutting people up and eating them and shit.
And demonizing them in what way though?
Like, just like he's super evil. I guess. But they did a really great job at making the fucking police look like shit.
Oh my goodness, I was wondering, like, if you a police officer and you watching this, or are you opposed to, I guess, the whole defund police movement or retraining, whatever you want to call it. I would wonder how you opposed to that, seeing that, and then how do you assess that situation? Because that shit was fucked up. They told him multiple. She literally said the episode that was about the neighbor. She literally called multiple times, like, "Yo, he is wilding," and
that was real too.
That's what I'm saying. It's dead ass serious.
That was real. That was mad articles. The descriptions that the ladies gave the guys, like, "Yo, this is obviously a little boy." And in the movies or TV, it said it was bleeding out of his head, and the reports I was reading, it said it was bleeding out of his ass.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, there's a fella that they're describing as 14 years old, obvious kid, and the cops. It was funny. I sent you that tweet with the stigma around being gay. Back then, like all he was doing is like, "Oh, we're doing some gay shit." I was like, "All right, well, hands off then." I think the cops, the report I read, even made a joke to when they got back to their patrol car or back to the unit and said, "Yeah, long night for us. We reunited some lovers."
That's fucking weird. It was crazy, like you said, when they talked about the gay shit, and it was like, that's what they called it in the show. I'm not saying it's gay shit, but there was like gay shit. But there was like, oh yeah, I'm not touching nothing. Like they felt like they was gonna catch something from touching something in the fucking house. It was just like, oh, it's just some gay stuff. And he literally said it so plain, like, yeah. And like knowing that they're not gonna come in because there's gay shit in there.
Yeah, he used the stigma to his power on that. And then I think the other episode that was tough to watch was the fella, the deaf fella.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest one.
That was a tough one.
Like, I honestly thought he was gonna get away when he jumped out the fucking house. That was sick, and I felt like that episode specifically, maybe that one or the Asian or Korean kid, I'm not sure what he was, but those two episodes, I feel like the families, because they depicted it so vividly on both of those episodes, that they probably feel it the worst, honestly.
Yeah, I thought, man, the show really, I think the point they were trying to prove there is the show was like, yo, he was a sloppy serial killer.
Yeah.
He was sloppy, but all his victims were either black or Asian or Latino.
Yeah, I mean, what, he had like 2 or 3 white victims?
I mean, he fucking molested the one kid and then killed his brother after he got out.
Which was crazy.
And they didn't even look in his direction when the motherfucker went missing.
I was just, I mean, the episode that was about the neighbor, I just couldn't imagine living in an apartment, hearing this shit, I don't know, once a month to 3-4 times a month, and you calling constantly, and they like, well, we're not doing shit. Basically, we're not doing nothing about that shit. You just gotta deal with it. And I couldn't imagine that smell.
You ever smell burnt hair?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Imagine the dead body.
Yeah, like,
imagine the dead body. The motherfucker had acid, so the body was literally sizzling in acid.
And he's cooking them.
He has a pause. He got a meat in the freezer.
Yeah.
He got a head in the refrigerator. What the fuck is going on?
It was interesting, like the politics they showed within, like, and I'm sure it's still like somewhat the case, but like, I think it was either a new DA or prosecutor or fucking whatever he was, and he's like, dog, I can't really like come down too hard on the cops because I'm trying to win them over as well right now. Yeah. So like, and then it comes on, obviously social media does what social media does, and it comes out that the fella that walked the little Asian boy back to Dahmer's house just retired from the force like a couple months ago.
Damn.
Just retired.
Damn. And it was crazy, even that episode, seeing the reception they got being welcomed back to the force. Like, yeah, bias. Oh, yeah.
Is there any other job that you can make that big a mistake on and not lose your job?
No.
Any other job?
It's like sending a plane out with no brakes. Like,
yeah,
y'all gonna die.
Yeah,
y'all gonna die.
Yeah, you can't get in a DUI accident as a truck driver and fucking drive trucks for 20 more years.
I mean, honestly, it's probably like the situation I was in Philly. Maybe what was that, a year or two, or a couple months ago, when the lady was pulled over. They let her go, and then she ended up killing him.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times actually.
Same shit.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good show.
Great show.
Good show.
We probably gonna win all the awards. It was just just watching the story being depicted that vividly was kind of crazy.
The actor that played him did a great job.
Yeah,
Evan Peters. I know him from Days of Our Future Past, X-Men.
yeah. I probably seen it. I don't remember his face. They showed up. I seen a tweet that had like 4 different movies he was in, and I was like, I don't remember this motherfucker.
It's funny, the only one I didn't, I saw a tweet. I remembered him specifically from Days of Future because he was Quicksilver, and he was in the new WandaVision in that as well, as Quicksilver. The one I didn't remember, he was in Never Back Down.
Yeah, I don't remember, my man.
You remember Never Back Down? The fighting movie?
I probably seen it. Can't think of it off top though.
Yeah, so that was a good one. But yeah, him and Niecy Nash.
Yeah, she snapped.
Yeah, great jobs in that series.
Yeah, I felt like the death or the Death Boy played that shit crazy.
Yeah, he did a great job too. And the dad, I thought the dad did well as well.
Snapped. He's definitely a familiar face. He snapped.
Yeah, the dad did well.
Didn't realize Jeffrey Dahmer was a fucking cut up ass dude like that.
I knew he was. I knew he was a cannibal. That's how I know him. I'm weirdly into that shit though.
Yeah, it was wild when he tried to feed her that sandwich of the fucking human flesh, and she knew, like, I'm not eating that shit, yo.
It turns out she wasn't an actual real person.
The neighbor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's corny.
Yeah, so she was like a lot of times
dropped from a 10 to a 7 just because of that.
Yeah, so a lot of times in like shows and docs and stuff like that, they'll take like 7 different characters and make them into one, and that's what that was with Niecy Nash.
Oh well, that should have 7, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
That should have 7. I had it at a 10. That should have 7.
Yep. So that's what that was. Yeah, that's a freaky show though.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be worse, honestly, as far as gore. But like, if they would have showed them, I mean, I guess it would have probably been too much. Yeah. But if they would have showed them actually sawing up people and dipping them in acid and drilling in their brains, because it was crazy when the cops found they see the drills from the hole in the skull, all that shit. I thought they was gonna show all that shit, but it wasn't as bad as I thought as far as the gore aspect. But it was definitely a hard watch.
Yeah, as I was reading up on it, it sounds like what he was saying was he was trying to recreate zombies. So with a lot of them, he was knocking them out with drugs, and then he was injecting like acid into their brains, thinking that would zombify them.
He was fucking bugged.
Yeah, freaked the fuck out. His father, you can't really blame people for that. But if your son starts bringing home roadkill and you teach your son how to skin the roadkill and purify the bones, not the best move, gang. Not the best move.
I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't really opposed to that. I was like, that's actually interesting. Like, if that's what this little motherfucker like, but you wouldn't think that it is weird for sure. I mean, he was a weird ass kid. He was just in the weird.
Your son comes home, he's like, "Yo, can we chop up this fox I found on the road?" You're like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Me, I'm not doing it, but I could see somebody actually doing that. It's just like you see roadkill in the South and it's a deer. You go touch it. Oh, that shit fresh. We could eat that. It's the same shit. You teaching your son how to skin a deer and blah blah blah.
I guess there's a difference between like skinning a deer out of survival and skinning a deer out of being inquisitive.
I honestly think it's some interesting shit. I wouldn't do it, but I could see a parent like, oh, this is the hard. Maybe the motherfucker grew up to be a veterinarian. I don't fucking know. But I seen it as like,
you're a fucking psycho, dog.
Not necessarily normal, but I got it. Like, I see like, oh, my son likes this. Like, you try to connect with him anyway. And I mean, that was the only way you could connect to the little crazy guy. But I could see how he's seeing it. Like,
okay. I could see as that's a reach. It's like, let me find some common ground.
No, motherfucker was weird, man.
It was weird. It's weird fella. He was a weird fella. Speaking on true crime, Adnan, I always say his name, Adnan Syed, free. Free for now. I think they have like 17 more days to bring forward prosecution, or he's all the way free.
I mean, long overdue, man.
20 years book.
Long.
It was like 23 years book, something like that.
Yeah, you want to get on the backstory on what it is?
Yeah, so it's a super popular podcast that I just remembered that you put me onto after you reminded me so friendly, which was one of like the main first super like true crime podcasts that kind of started the whole thing, and it was about him and his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. I want to say her name was Hey Lee, something like that.
Yeah.
They broke up. She went missing. Pretty much, he got he got pinned for the murder. He's been in jail ever since. And pretty much, their only evidence was a fella that wasn't reputable. Basically said that he saw the body in the trunk and helped bury it, but then he changed the story 5 different times, and they say police coursed it and whatnot. So he's free after 23 years.
Yeah. 23 years. I need 23 million.
It's very interesting too. Some people don't know it, and they did end up doing an HBO doc on him a few years ago too. But they offered that the DA and prosecutors offered him a deal where time served to submit your guilt a few years ago, and he said no.
Oh,
I'm good.
That's the shit I always respect when you know for
100%.
a fact you ain't do it.
I'm not doing that.
Still don't fold. It's like if I gotta sit behind these walls and but maintain my innocence, that's what I gotta do.
I mean, can you imagine?
Hell.
I mean, he got arrested at 17. Could you imagine? I think he's like fucking 39 now, something like that. And they come to you, you got arrested at 17, they come to you at 35, and they're like, yo, just admit guilty and call it a day.
I mean, I get it, man. Like, I could see somebody saying, yeah. I mean, I'm not even saying I wouldn't say yeah. I might say yeah in that situation. But if somebody says, nah, I know for a fact I ain't do this shit, I'm not about to say I'm guilty, and you stand on that shit, and then it come out that you really not, man, you can't do nothing but commend no shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like I probably would have copped a plea and then came out and said it's like I didn't do it. That's the only way I got out. But I mean, like, at that point, I guess, like, if you 16 years in, 15 years in, you already adapted.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna fight this shit out. So it is what it is. I see Dexter saying the brother spoke on him. That from what I saw from the brother, it didn't sound like he was super pumped up about it.
That he was out.
Yeah, but I did listen to the pod. I was just telling you before you got on. I listened to the Serial posted an updated podcast, and it pretty much was breaking down why he got out. And it's pretty much that Baltimore has a new prosecutor, and when she reviewed the case, none of the evidence held up. And not only did none of the evidence held up, they said that the cell phone tower evidence was completely mistaken. There's no way to hold if that's accountable, if that's real. And then they said not only that, but that the prosecution held from the defense team two potential suspects that they both got multiple tips about, and that they checked into, and both had motives and the ability to commit the murder, and they didn't submit that to the defense. So they've been sitting on that info for 23 years, letting this 17-year-old kid rot his fucking life away just because they care about their fucking conviction rate.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's
man.
crazy.
And that shit ain't even that deep as far as the conviction rate. It's like, just do what's right, yo.
And it's like, yo, if you trust in the justice system, even if your heart of hearts, you feel like Adnan fucking did it, submit all the evidence.
Yeah.
And let the defense fight it out and let the jury decide if he did it. You're not the end all be all on this shit.
And then again, if he didn't do it, you find out after court he didn't do it, go look for the real person that did that shit.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, can you imagine? They have barely any evidence on this fella. There's really no motive on why he would kill the girl that he was just dating. And they have 2 people that they got tips on, and they check it out, and they have the ability and the motive to kill, and they just say, oh, no, fuck it. Here, we're going to stick with this guy, and we're not going to give him to his defense. That's scumbag shit. I'm trying not to I try not to portray an anti-cop image because I don't have a super anti-cop image. But that type shit, the prosecutors, the detectives and whatnot, when you withhold that kind of information, you should be held accountable for it down the line.
You got to be. I mean, yeah, Dex asked a good question. As far as accountability, do you fire them? Do you?
I mean, that should be an obstruction. That should be an obstruction of justice charge for them.
Yeah.
That should be a tampering with evidence charge.
They should be penalized for what the fuck happened, because if you sitting in jail for that long for something you ain't do, like, imagine the mental state you in going through that shit. Like, knowing you ain't do it. Like, when somebody accuse you of something you ain't do, it's not even a jail situation. Just think how strong you be. Like, I ain't do that shit. And it'd be something small like, where's the remote? You had it last. No, the fuck I didn't. You'll argue to the death that you ain't lose the fucking remote. This motherfucker arguing that he ain't killed somebody.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine a bunch of fucking strangers telling me that my cell phone report tells me that I murdered somebody I just was saying I loved 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I didn't do it. And then I got this fucking guy that I was buying loud off of that's already got 3 fucking Jones on his record saying, yeah, he saw the body. What are we doing here?
and then to the point of like her family, they see you as guilty.
Yeah.
You not guilty. They not changing their mind. Like, nah, you did that shit. I'm not. They not like they're not saying sorry or I feel bad for you or I'm sorry for what they did to you. But he's probably not expecting that. But it's the simple fact that you got found guilty in their eyes. You fucking guilty forever, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the fucking podcast or you watch the show, I mean, it's a fella that was an athlete, good grades, fucking personable fella, bunch of friends going off to college, 1998, 1999, life ahead of him. I mean, you said 23 mil. It should be 230, but like,
I'm not even mad at that, honestly.
I mean, there's no fucking money that's going to get back. Like, your life's completely altered. You can't get back 23 years, yo.
And honestly, you coming out as a 17-year-old.
You coming out as a 17-year-old in a fucking 40-year-old's body. I mean, you talk about this all the time, dog.
Yeah.
The 20s and the 30s, late 20s and the 30s look like the best fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feel like the best time in the life. So you just missed out on the best fucking time.
Now you coming in your prime physically. Like physically, you're in your prime.
I mean, he's coming out and he's coming out and all his friends, anybody he knows, if they're not going to look at him with the slight, because I'm sure there's either two sides of it, like, yo, he definitely did it, fuck him, or yeah, welcome home, you're free. But now every single person you know is a completely different person because they're not the same person they were 17. And now they have kids, a family. Yeah. Like, you don't even know the motherfuckers. All you really have is your family and your supporters.
And I mean, imagine the awkwardness. You just, all your homeboys from high school, all of them probably not fly. So like, oh damn, you don't hang with him? Oh damn, what the fuck? He did that? Oh shit. Well, who do I hang with? And then it's like,
what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, like all your friends are in jail. You've been there 17 fucking years.
And, off that, John, I'm cashing out my motherfucking settlement check that he's gonna get.
Yeah.
And I'm just vacationing and I'm cashing in on my fame.
Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm doing TV shows. I'm doing
I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts. Yeah. I'm going the fuck nuts.
I need a reality show about who the fuck gonna date me. Honestly,
I need to be the fucking.
I need to start a family. I'm behind right now.
Yeah, this motherfucker's coming out strong in his Muslim shit, dog. He needs 2 or 3 wives, dog, at least. At least.
That's a fact, man.
I learned from my barber that like obviously everybody knows Muslims can have multiple wives, but like you're only supposed to really have multiple wives if you can financially support all of your wives, which people like I guess leave out. That settlement check, that motherfucker could have 15, 20 wives, dog.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the fuck, John, he get
their fucking bag.
Yeah, he could get whatever the fuck he wants, dog.
Yeah, everybody know that listen to the podcast, and I hate saying like if it's true or not, because who knows, honestly, except him and I guess whoever really did it. But getting out and having to live that life with the stigma of it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, it's man, that sucks. That sucks.
That's awful. And he's not getting out because they proved his innocence. He's getting out because of technicality.
Yeah. And again, say he did it, but he's just out. He fought his case. He did his story, got the podcast, blah, blah, blah. Say he did the shit. What the fuck? But, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
I feel like if he did do it, they wouldn't have offered him that plea a couple years ago. If they really felt like he did it.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know if it was a good behavior situation or what, but I feel like, and they charged him as an adult, right?
Yeah, yep. I mean, here's the thing. If he did do it, fuck him.
Yeah. Because they also on the podcast did make a case to where as though there's a possibility he did do this shit.
Did it.
There's a possibility, but it don't look like he did this shit.
It doesn't seem likely.
Right. You want to stay on the documentaries?
Yeah, you got to. Oh yeah, go for it.
You see, the Redeem Team documentary coming out about the NBA Olympic team that after they won bronze came back and won gold. Are we tired of the sports docs? Are we looking forward to them? The more docs, the better. Do we love this content? Do we hate this content?
They were thinking he said Redeem Team. I thought about the redemption. Fucking Rachel Dolezal got off with her nudes.
Oh, shit. Shout out to her. Get your money, sweetheart. I'm not subscribing to no OnlyFans, but
Bitch was looking thick.
yeah, her thighs look strong. She got more muscle in her thighs than me. I was like, damn,
That bitch has got a
yeah,
team, dog.
I'm a little salty. Like, damn,
Yeah.
what's she been doing?
That's
She's been wearing
crazy.
heels.
She's still going for the light skin look, dude. That shit is
Yeah,
nuts.
definitely look black. Definitely look black.
Bitch won me over with the redemption.
It's like, goodness.
Oh shit. It was fucking pretty honest. This Jesus Christ. She still got the curly Johnson and everything. Go for
She's
it.
not playing. She ain't giving it up. She black.
Yeah, she's black. Fuck it. She's
Yeah.
black. Black.
She definitely black.
Oh no, she was looking kind of thick though. No, the Redeem team, it shit looks good, man. I love the Kobe content, man.
Yeah, it was definitely bittersweet seeing Kobe on there. I like the little clip they did put out with Pau Gasol. Just it's just going to show you how much reverence some people did have for Kobe. But yeah, I'm never tired of the sports docs. I mean, he's tired of documentaries. Period. I don't really watch them like that, but if I'm into them, I'm into them. And this one looked like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I just finished the Lakers doc on Hulu, and they had the last part was about Kobe and Paul Gasol and whatnot, and they had Vanessa on there. It's unfortunate he died, man. It seems like everybody has super high things to say about him, whether it's competitiveness or off the court kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the documentary. It looks good. Seems like it's going to highlight Kobe, and it's nice. And I think that Kobe's one of them rare situations that he did get the love before he checked as well.
I'm glad he did his rounds because we never really heard Kobe speak on, I guess, a long, drawn out situation, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, him talking. And it was good to see like how he was, I guess, quote unquote, outside after his retirement and was spreading game and how he lived and what his mentality was through the time he was playing and what made him such a great player. That shit is cool. And this is just gonna be icing on the cake for that shit.
Yeah, I agree. If you had to give a percentage of overall men that would fuck Rachel Dolezal, what do you think that's at?
I'd say like 60 to 70.
Yeah, 70, right?
Yeah, around there.
70.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll land at 65%.
Yeah, 70, 75, easy.
Yeah.
70, 75.
Fucking Rachel Dolezal. That was such a big thing, too. That was
a huge thing back in the day, wasn't it?
And it didn't really even fucking matter.
Who cares?
Yeah, didn't matter.
Who cares? I mean, it was fucked up what she was doing. I want to say who cares, but it was flash in the pan.
What was she really doing?
I would think it was weird because, like, I guess, like, I don't know. Can you be like, wasn't she the head of the chapter of the NAACP where she lived at?
But it wasn't like she was pocketing the money or some shit.
Nah, she was being it seemed like she was being a nice person.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could say she was being weird. I don't think she
was being weird. That was some weird shit.
She was definitely being weird, but it wasn't no like, oh, she's stealing money from the black community. Like, nah.
No, she really thought she was black.
Yeah, she just fucked with us and was like, yo, I'm just trying to be down and I'm gonna just go with this as long as I can. And if you could pull it off, hey, fuck it.
I feel like there might have been like a little mental illness there. Because she actually thought she was black?
I think it was more so admiration and she was accepted as black.
You would think though, like if you really had admiration for the black culture and whatnot, as a white woman, you could probably do more help presenting yourself as a white woman than a black woman. I guess if you're looking for the acceptance of it from the black culture, you would go for black. But like,
I mean, but if you lead in the NAACP chapter,
yeah,
I mean, you're doing a pretty good job. Okay, you lied about being black, but you helping in the grand scheme. You being weird while you doing it, but as far as affecting people, maybe somebody got some details I don't know, but the only thing she did was just portray black and shit. For the most part, she got that shit off to the people that was around her. Like, they ain't fucking know, nor did they care. Like, is she really black? Like, they ain't give a fuck. She was obviously doing good work if she was in the position she was in. So
it's funny too, because like you can't like, when would that a question ever came up if her parents didn't rat her out?
That's what I'm saying.
Like you're never asking a black person, "Are you black?"
Yeah, it's different if she was profiting off of being black. And maybe some people would say she was because I guess she was in a position that maybe only a black person would have got. But other than that, I don't really see the harm.
How do you go from that one of the heads of one of the chapters of the NAACP to throwing your knees on your shoulders So OnlyFans.
Hey man, they took her fucking job, man. She gotta get it how she
They
live.
took our job.
Gotta get it how she live, man.
Hear that? Pop that pussy, Rachel. Good for you.
Oh, that shit on OnlyFans. Fuck
You
it.
ever think you'll be horny enough to subscribe to OnlyFans?
Nah, it's too much free porn.
Nope.
It's too much free porn. I don't want to sound braggadocious, but I don't think it's that hard to conversate with a woman to the point where I gotta pay to fucking
Get some nudes.
yeah. I'm not.
But when I say that about the strip club, you guys look at me like I'm weird.
Nah, I feel like the strip club is entertainment and you live. It's like you there. Like you not. I mean, I guess you paying to watch a game on cable, but you're not paying like to watch it. You getting something out of going to a game live. Like I'm not the one. If strip clubs was on TV, I'm probably not watching it.
Yeah, I would never do OnlyFans. I had one friend. I had a friend that just said he subscribed to OnlyFans. I started geeking at because I do think that's funny.
It is.
And then I had another friend that paid for the webcam sex, and I just think that's funny as shit.
No, that's just stupid.
That's just funny as shit. Can you imagine? Like you just type it like yes.
You might as well pay for the real thing.
Go crazy right
That's
now.
the same thing with OnlyFans. You might as well just pay for the real thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to like get some like private content sent to you if like that's what you're going for.
Hell no. I mean, is it anybody if they started OnlyFans you paying for it?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's that desirable. And honestly, the shit would leak anyway.
Yeah,
So eventually just be patient, you're gonna see the shit.
I'm not putting my mailing address in to sign up for OnlyFans.
You seem like a freak. You look at yourself like, am I really doing this?
Yeah, no.
I'm about to put my email. They about to be emailing me when they drop video. Like, come on, yo.
I'm 30 years old. I've never in my life paid for any kind of porn or pussy for that matter. So like, none.
Never even thought about putting my credit card in for.
No, that's just weird. That's just weird. It's like buying air. Like I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I never understood paying for.
I'm not
that's
gonna
insane to me.
Like it's so weird.
That's insane.
So weird. What do I want to ask you? Oh yeah, we had the question earlier that I was telling you. My friend asked me. Could you be friends with somebody after you fuck?
I feel like this is a tricky one. I think it's many layers. How close of friends are you? Are you in a relationship? And does it stop after the fuck or y'all keep fucking? Like how's that go?
All right, so that's a good question. I would say, can you be friends with somebody after you stop fucking? Would be my initial question.
I feel like that question, I feel like yes, but it would get tricky in a relationship. So it's only but so far you could take some of them. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it just comes with more questions. Is because I mean, how much do you divulge to the person you with? But if you single, I feel like at that point it is what it is. Honestly, I'll be curious to what you got to say about it. Yeah, but if you single, I don't see the problem in it.
Yeah, my bad. Can you be friends with somebody after you fuck them? I guess it's like how long you fucking for? You like I don't know. I'm friends with people I fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a thing to me.
Right.
It's like not a big deal.
I think like I said, the question just comes when you get in a relationship. And do you tell your significant other?
If I have a girlfriend, am I going to bring them around somebody I used to fuck? No, we're not going to be that good of friends. I don't think so.
And I guess the other thing is, do you tell your significant other that you fucked that person, and that's why they're not around? If she so why they not around?
I don't know. I guess it would be like it's like
this the person you with though. Like you about to marry this girl, you about to have kids, blah blah.
Yeah, if it's my girl, like. All right, I'm not about to be best friends with nobody I fuck. Like I'm not. That's not. So like it wouldn't. Can I be friendly with somebody? Chop it up a couple times. Maybe talk to them once a week. Maybe a couple times a month. Maybe hang out there. Yeah, but like I don't think I have any. Like I don't have any besties I fucked or anything like that. I don't think like I would have a friendship that close to where my girl would need to know or notice if they weren't around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I don't. I don't know if I would invite anybody I fucked to my wedding.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I always wonder, like, I'm pretty sure that's happened.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of the nuances in the situation. I'm not trying to make this argument one-sided. So I'm trying to think of all the questions to ask. But yeah, just the standard though, I feel like if you're single, you could rock, honestly. Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess.
but if it get weird and you know my rule on the fucking shit, the three fuck rule, it got kind of crazy after that. So
Now, with that being said, like anybody I'm friends with now that I stopped fucking years ago. But like, could I continuously be fucking somebody
I
and be
think that's
friends
the
with them?
question. Yeah.
Like, as like that would be. I feel like everybody I'm fucking, I am friends with. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, so I
You
don't.
worded that crazy, but yeah, go off, man.
Well, like I don't know. Like yeah, fuck. Uh, I don't know. Like I'm not like I don't know. Friends, I guess would be like kind of like just like vague John. Like, but like I'm not
That's
like
what I'm saying. What's the level? How much they around?
yeah. Like I'm not giving like no girls like dap and then like fucking like we're boys and then like knocking them down in the crib. I guess I could, but like I don't know. I always feel like it's kind of apparent when people are fucking now.
Doubt it. I think it just get tricky when the relationship happen. Like then you gotta like
Like if it's a
be in
friend
a
group,
weird spot because you it's a weird thing. So I think that's a
yeah,
little
that would be
delicate.
weird. I
But
guess
other
if it
than
was a
that,
friend group, like say it's like 8 of us and
mhm.
2 people are fucking, and then the other person gets a girl and brings them around, then I guess like that could be uncomfortable for the friend group.
I think the only I'm trying to think of examples, but I mean honestly, where's a real example gonna come from?
Yeah.
But you remember this show, Friends from College?
I do.
Remember Friends from College? It was on Netflix with the guy from Key and Peele.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, and remember how they was doing their thing, and then he had got married, and then they kept that shit
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
fucked up part and the tricky part, and it's like, all right, this is weird, but they still got a thing for each other after they marry. So I feel like it's just shit like that, just
No,
make
I
it
couldn't. I
weird.
couldn't like. Yeah, I couldn't. I guess the answer would be no. I couldn't be too close of friends with you if I was fucking you.
Right.
Like if I'm fucking you, I don't really like, and we're just friends. Like we're friendly fucking. I don't really want you around my friend group. Like I'm not bringing you around to hang out with the boys or like taking you to group outings. Like we could be friends. We could be like we could go do some friendly shit, but I'm not bringing you around the gang.
So at that point, you basically dating then.
I'm friends dating.
that's what I'm saying. That's the tricky part about it. Like when
Tough word.
somebody say friends, it's like, all right, are y'all friends or y'all just fucking? Like which one is it? It got to be one of the other kind of.
Fuck buddies. That's like you have like a friend that's fucking, right?
Yeah, but I feel like a friend, you're gonna bring that person around. They gonna know everybody you close, not everybody you close to, but people you close to, and know shit about you, honestly. So
Yeah, well now I'm thinking about it. If I'm friends with you and I'm fucking you, we might as well go out.
yeah,
Like, we're
yeah,
already friends and we're fucking.
yeah. What we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah,
That sounds ideal now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said the only way it's kind of weird is if you get in a relationship. But other than that, it just seemed like it'll just probably turn into something.
Yeah. 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 I'm all in on that. I definitely don't think like I could I mean I for sure can be friends with people that I stop fucking, but like
Yeah, I think the answer is you can,
yeah.
but I feel like you just gotta, I guess, play it the right way, whatever that means. In whatever situation you in, whether you in a relationship, whether you single, whether you dating, whatever it is. Interesting though. I mean, I feel like that's always a high topic. I would like to hear a girl point of view on that, but we two guys on views from the chair, so
Yeah, it's
that's,
unfortunate.
that's our take on the shit.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I would say yeah and no.
Yeah, but that's honestly my answer would be that's situational.
Yeah, definitely,
It's really situational. I
definitely.
definitely do. Like, do you feel like do you have to tell your girl everybody you fucked?
Uh, like blatantly no. if they asking and this is like your person and this who you about to be with, blah 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 blah, and you got that kind of relationship with her, and she want to know, I ain't gonna say yes or no, but depending on the type of person you is, that's how you got rock. If you want them to know, you will tell them. If you don't, then you don't. Would you want to know if they fuck one of their friends? Would you even act? Like that's what I'm saying. You got the guys that won't ask, then you got the people that do ask, and it's like that's again situational. How do you play it?
I don't like. It's like I'm gonna say I don't ask, and I never will, but also don't have me like playing cornhole with the guy you were fucking.
But that's the problem because if you're not asking,
But that's the case. Like
if
I'm
you
not
go
gonna ask,
into
but
it-
if you see like we're being buddy buddy, like it's one thing if you fucked a fella once or some shit, and we see him at a club. I don't need to know that shit. That's fine. I don't care. Or you say
okay,
hi, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But like if
okay,
we're bumping shoulders and now like I'm chopping it up, like give me that information. And if I still want to, like if I'm mature enough to have a friendship with somebody that penetrated my girl, more power to me. But I would like to know that.
I mean,
Because
it's
then
the
he could be making little like slight jokes and
That's
shit.
what
And
I'm
like
saying. That's what I'm saying. But if you telling her I don't care about that, why would she tell you?
that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't ask. But if like don't put me in a position, that's the only time I would care. Don't
All
put me in
right,
a
I
position
ain't
that we're gonna be in the same room.
much time on it, but say y'all out. She fucked this dude maybe a couple times. They was fucking whatever, blah blah. While she was single, y'all get to wherever y'all going. Y'all both there, and then he come over. Yo, what's up? What's up? They hug, whatever, blah blah. You kicking it. Oh, this my man, blah blah. You shaking his hand. He just chilling with you. That's weird for you.
How long is he chilling? And are we ever gonna see him again?
I don't know. I mean, say you in a smaller city, you gonna see somebody.
I'm in Philly. So
It's possible you gonna see somebody.
yeah, I mean, yes. If it's a bump in, bro,
But then, okay, this what I was trying to get to. When would you want her to tell you?
no,
Then
I would let's
after
say
y'all
this. I
leave?
would leave that up to my girl's discretion on what she feels is
But dog,
appropriate.
all right. Even again, you leave it to your girl discretion. 2 weeks later, y'all in the bed. Yo, blah 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 was a cool dude. Blah blah blah. Where you know him from? And then oh yeah, back in the day, we had a thing. We was, and you like you followed the motherfucker. All this, say you just did all this.
You know, I'm not doing that. But
Obviously not. But I'm just
like
saying.
none of that applies to me. But like
For
I hear
sake
what
of
you're saying.
conversation.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
hear
what
what
I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying, and like if it's in the spur of the moment, bump into like she doesn't need to pull me aside at the bar and whisper in my ear like, "Yo, you used to fucking pound me in college."
Nah, not at the bar. Not at the bar.
Like it
That's why I feel like
doesn't
2
have to
weeks
do that.
later.
But
That's
like
why I
if
feel
we're
like,
going to a party
yeah.
and it's like, "Yo, heads up, I used to fuck with so and so." He's
But
cool, blah
but
blah.
how would you know that person there? That's the whole thing. Like
Well, that's
when
what I'm
would
saying.
she
If
tell
it's
you?
it's not that big a deal. But if you know I'm about to be in that situation, I would appreciate that.
See, I don't know, bro.
If I'm like, if I have a girl, right?
It's not gonna come out right. You're gonna be like, what?
Okay, that's fine. If I have a girl, right, and I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm about to go to like my friend's like birthday brunch or some shit, and I
Mm-hmm.
know a girl that I was fucking for a couple months is gonna be at the brunch. It's gonna be like 10 people. It's kind of intimate setting.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like I would have to tell my girl, right? I probably wouldn't though. Now I'm
This
thinking
is a
about
great conversation. That's what I'm saying. This is a great conversation. From the girl's point of view on it, because it's like, first off, how do you bring it up? When do you bring it up? And then her reaction. Oh, I'm not going, or oh, I don't care, or she say she don't care, then she get there, then it's a problem. Like what? And then the other person, you don't know how they feel about it. Like you said, they might be throwing little dumbass jokes and all this corny shit. You never know how it's gonna go. So, I
All right,
mean,
I'm here with you. I don't want to know. I don't care. Don't tell me. I'm here with you. Don't tell me. I don't care. And as a fella, I would just expect the other fella to not try and be friends with me. Because like if I know I fucked your lady like in a previous environment, I'm not going to be like, I'll chop it up. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? But I'm not. Yo, what are you into? Like that's
yeah.
Joe as shit. Like I'm not like
I
that's
mean,
corny.
that's funny because that's the Drake line. You introducing me to you got me shaking his hand and y'all was fucking, but it's like, how can you certain shit you can't avoid?
Yeah.
Certain shit you can't avoid. It's a funny topic. We definitely need a woman on that topic. But yeah, I would be curious to what they say about it. Like, would they want to know, or would they tell us if that was the situation? And when I think the main thing is, when do you tell somebody and how do you tell somebody? Because if you
Like,
don't tell them at the before y'all even get to that point of going out, then
yeah, I'm not gonna
you
bug
won't be
out, but
prepared.
like you don't even have to be as graphic enough to like, oh, I fuck so and so. Like, yeah, you tell me like, yeah, I used to fuck with so and so. All right, cool, fine.
Mhm.
I used to fuck with a lot of people too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's tricky. It's tricky. That's a good topic. That's a good topic.
That's a fucking Delaware topic. That's what that is.
Dog, it's a I think that's a anybody in the city topic, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like you like in Delaware, that shit comes up a lot.
What?
Like every time I talk to a girl, I'd be like, yeah. I'm actually now I'm thinking about one girl told me like on our first date, like yo, just a heads up, I used to fuck so and so. I was like, oh,
I feel
okay,
like that's commendable though.
yeah, because she knew
Okay,
I
did
was.
you expect
She
that,
knew.
or did you not want to know that?
No, she knew I would be around bro. So like, yeah, I appreciated it. All right, good
Right.
looking. Let me process that how I want to. If I'm cool with it, I'm cool with it. If I'm not, I'm not. That's respectable. I liked it.
That's what I'm saying. You that's a very early heads up, and
Yeah,
it gets it out the way. You could
that's what
assess
I
it
like.
from the
Get it out
first
the way.
date. You
Get it
could
out the
assess
way.
it from the first date. If you're gonna continue this shit, or it ain't an issue to you, then you keep it moving.
I'm not a very like super insecure guy, so like that type
That's what
shit
I'm
is
saying.
like
That's why I
that
say
type shit doesn't really bother me.
it's definitely situational,
I'm
man.
like, oh my god, you fucked somebody before me?
Right. That's that's the whole. I mean, obviously, everybody would assume that the person they dealing with has done it. So yeah, heads up. I'm not mad at a heads up.
I'm not mad at the heads up, but like yeah, like I like a heads up. But you like whatever. It is what it is. Who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
at the
I'm
end of
sure
the day,
I'm sure people give a fuck.
definitely do.
Pro Bowl's gone. Do you give a fuck?
Uh, I thought it was corny that they ended it, because that's something that players look forward to, whether they playing it or not. I think it's just like a badge on their resume, like, oh, I made this many Pro Bowls throughout my career. But in the grand scheme, no, I do like what they've replaced it with. Like, I seen some people like, I'm not watching a 7-on-7 game. I'm not watching flag football. I'm like, I would rather watch that than the Pro
I
Bowl.
think it'll be kind of cool. I think the
That's
skills
what I'm
count will be
saying.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I do want to see who the fastest person in the league is. I do want to see who could do the most benches. I do want to watch the flag
I think
football
that'll
game.
be
This
kind of
is gonna
cool.
be cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be dope.
Mad talking shit. That's all we like anyway. Shit talking and competitiveness.
You got anything else?
The PNB Rock details came out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Was fucked up. A 17-year-old son and a dad. The people that were 17-year-old, I think, is arrested, and they looking for the dad. And apparently it wasn't the girlfriend that gave up the drop. So
Where's
everybody
the
that said
apologies,
that,
dog?
yeah,
Where's the
everybody that said that they gotta hold that and look at themselves like they stupid. Apparently they was just sitting in the parking lot when they got there, and I guess seen them walk in and did what they did. So yeah,
I
everybody that chimed in on that situation should shut the fuck up.
love Kodak Black's music. Posting she should kill herself. Post that apology, bro.
Yeah,
Young Berg, that shit don't sit right with me. Post the apology, dog.
yeah,
Nicki Minaj, you can't move like to post a fucking apology, dog.
yeah. Had nothing to do with it.
Y'all was horny as shit to post. Oh, the girl did this. Post a fucking apology, dog. Cops came out, said
Nothing to
that
do with it.
they were sitting in the parking lot, just so happened to see a nice ass car, motherfuckers with chains pulled up, and they got the drop, fucking old school, like how shit happens when you're in a bad fucking area. They ended up killing him over it, and everybody was ready to kill his fucking baby mom over it. Like she didn't just see him bleed out,
Right.
and now silence. Nah, fuck that.
It is dead silent. Like,
Silence.
it's no apologies.
Silence. Post the fucking apologies, dog.
No apologies. I think it's as far as the details, I think it's just fucked up. A father and son do that. Like, you, some fucking DC sniper shit. Like, what are we doing?
It reminds me of the Jacksonville shit going on with their little beef down there and the dad snitching on the son and whatnot. It's like motherfuckers need better fathers, dog.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, you send your 17-year-old son in there to shoot this guy. Like, that was stupid.
Go get this shit.
And it's not saying somebody's above somebody because of celebrity, but this is somebody they gonna make sure they find who killed this dude. Like, they not gonna. This ain't just no, sad to say it, but it ain't no fly by night person. Like, this is a public figure that they gonna make sure they find out who did this shit.
Was it worth it?
That's the question. And then they sitting in jail together, looking like dickheads. Like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck?
And now you know the father's probably like, oh, I told you to just go in there and rob him. You didn't have to kill. You put your 17-year-old son with not a fully processed brain that obviously had shitty parenting in a situation to where he acted like a fucking piece of shit. And you did that.
Yeah.
You did that, buddy. Live with that.
Got nothing out of it except jail time.
Live that and take that fucking murder charge with him.
Yeah.
Congrats. Way to go, you fucking loser. Yeah, only rapper I saw post was Cardi B. And that's why I love Cardi, little ratchet ass. Come right the fuck out and say, yo, some hood shit happened. They got the drop on him. Well, is everybody going to shut the fuck up now? Or like, y'all going to say sorry or what?
Right.
What's up?
Right. Shit fucked up, man. Because nobody's going to apologize for what they said. Nobody going to take back what they said. Oh, but you still got to watch what you... Shut the fuck up.
She still shouldn't have posted. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dog. Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up. Getting to that hour point, we can wrap up a little bit. You want to touch on the Suns coach fiasco still going on?
Last thing I knew, he was telling the team. Shit, they stopped talking about him as far as I seen. Like, they was talking about Ime more than they was talking about him.
Not Suns coach. I'm talking, Celtics coach. The Suns guy's out. He's done. Yeah. They forced him out. It is funny, too. I was listening to Bill Simmons, and he basically was like, yeah, people have, like, I think there's more of a NBA power. Like, you can't, like, the NBA can't force an owner to sell, especially off shit like that. They have no power. He's like, yeah, like, it's funny. Donald Sterling just happened to get a great offer, so he sold. But you can't literally make an owner sell for shit like that.
Right.
So it's like NBA's really hoping. And what Bill Simmons had said was, like, basically, like, the NBA had made a call to LeBron, and Chris Paul was like, yo, turn that public pressure up.
Damn, really?
And then they posted, and then he said the word was that the next post was Michael Jordan. And when the Suns owner got that, he was like, all right, I don't want the public shame of Jordan coming down on me as well, so I'm going to get out of here.
Damn, is that real?
Yeah, he said that's what Bill Simmons said. He said he had it on good hands and credibility that the next John was Jordan was going to make a post and call him out publicly and say, yeah, like this isn't good.
I mean, it's kind of crazy the league knows, not crazy, but it's kind of interesting. Like, the league knows, like, these guys will make a bigger impact than Adam Silver making a statement.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the players. That's interesting.
If it's not apparent, the NBA is a players' league by now. I mean, players' league. But yeah, the Celtics coach, from when we talked last week, he got suspended a full year.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are coming out saying, oh, it's bullshit. You need to pay more attention to the Brett Favre shit, which I agree. People should pay more attention to the Brett Favre shit.
For sure.
But we both agree he's a fucking scumbag.
For sure.
But people just jumped out the window like, yo, just for cheating, blah, blah, blah. And then pretty soon after our last episode, Matt Barnes came out with a video and basically gave a public apology and said, yeah, I don't stand on what he did. I found out what he did. Thoughts and prayers to everybody involved. Yeah, I'm backtracking.
Right.
And then from the reports that had come out later, it sounds like the lady he was involved in an affair with had ended it, and he just turned into a full-fledged stalker, pretty much.
Yeah, that's some creep shit, man. Especially when you got your own situation. I'm pretty sure, don't they got a kid together, him and Neil Long?
Yep, 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yep.
You in a whole relationship, but you stalking somebody else. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Stalking, said he made unwanted comments to other people. I don't know if it's the power dynamic of successful fellas with like that do this type shit or what, but it's like, yo, sometimes the girl can be like, yo, I don't want you, and you just got to throw that. Even if you've been fucking her, yo, I don't want to fuck you anymore. And that it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Not only thing, but the thing I'm guessing, this was one take that I did. I think maybe it was Stephen A's take. Should the Celtics have made it public? Or just fired him for team conduct reasons? I think that's the tricky part.
I don't know who made it public.
The Celtics.
But the story leaked before, like, the story leaked first. So who's to say who leaked the story? The
Celtics had to leak the story. As far as me, I would assume that the Celtics had to leak the story.
Like, even with that, wasn't it like, how do you avoid the scandal here? You say just fire him. This is a coach that just went to the finals. This first year. Yeah. They just fire him?
Yeah.
Where's this? There's no scandal behind that?
I mean, I feel like everybody would assume there was a scandal, but
you think people are digging for that? Like, yeah, what the fuck?
I'm pretty
Players love
sure.
him.
I'm pretty sure there would have been investigations, and if it came out that way through a New York Times article or some bullshit, cool. But
Bro,
I think the problem was like the Celtics put it on blast, and it's like, are we doing this to tarnish his credibility, or are we doing this for awareness? What are we doing it for? I think that's the question. Like, why did we do it? And it happens all the time, and people just get fired.
well, I just think I don't know if the Celtics really leaked it.
That's a good.
Because it doesn't make sense to me why they would leak it and then just suspend him for a year. Because I feel like, honestly, the Celtics, Brad Stevens and them, they see what good coach he is. The players still have his support. He just went to the finals. They want him to come back next year. They're not hiring a new coach. They're doing an assistant.
The
So
thing
I feel like they want him to come back.
I'm confused on the part is why keep him around though.
That's what I'm saying. They want him back. They don't want to fire him.
The suspension of why keep him around? Like suspend him for, I don't know, 20 games or something.
Well, this is the shit. If they really want him back for next year, how freaky was he being that they felt like they had to suspend him for a year?
That's what I'm saying. How serious are the Celtics taking it if y'all only suspending him but not firing him?
I don't know what situation a year-long suspension is worth that you wouldn't just fire.
And then I think the problem is, okay, y'all suspended him for a year. Say they do bring him back next year. We know all this about y'all coach. This is what people are going to be talking about. They're going to come. He's going to go to opposing arenas and they're going to have signs up talking about him being a freak. And this is what you bring it on. Like, he's going to hear this from the people in the lower bowl. Like,
it's going to be some wild signs.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Speaking of wild signs, do you ever have you been seeing those social media clips of the signs at the Browns games? Man, the Browns fans fucking suck. Dog.
Yeah, man, they're fucking crazy.
They fucking suck.
Motherfucker said happy endings are not illegal. That was crazy. That's a wild ass sign.
They got whole mannequins out there.
Yeah, the massage table mannequin was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah. Random thoughts?
Yeah, we could do random thoughts. My random thought is CNBC article came out and said Wilmington, Delaware is the number 8 best city to retire in the United States. And I was surprised by that. But we getting props out here. And Delaware has a city that is number 8 in the whole country to retire in. I don't know what that means, but just a random thought. I thought that was cool. Shout out to Wilmington, Delaware on the
I'd love to see that article.
Yeah, it's CNBC. I'll send it to you.
Is it tax breaks or is it like? Is it can't be cost of living because Wilmington's not cheap to live in.
I mean, I honestly think it's just a retirement thing as far as relaxation.
I will say this: I've talked to my friends, and now, like at being Wilmington, they are putting like more date spots and shit out there now.
Yeah, we just got a nice little. We gotta hit that joint up too. They got a nice little rooftop bar they just built. Apparently, it's our first one. Yeah.
I'm in on that. They keep doing little festivals, and the beer festival, the taco festival. So I'm a big like component on like people are like fuck Delaware. I need to get out of here. Blah blah. And I live in Philly, obviously, but like if you're a fun person, you're gonna have fun wherever the fuck you live.
That's a fact.
It is what it is.
That's a fact.
I've had some of my funnest times in Delaware.
I mean, yeah. I mean, other than when I traveled, yeah, all my fun times is here.
I mean, there's more of a plethora of shit to do in Philly, but like that's like, especially if you have a girl, there's some places you can go in Delaware that are fun.
Yeah, it ain't, and I feel like it's just like any other place that you could go. Like, I think the only thing that could, I mean, honestly, we got beaches, so I can't even really say that. But I do wish we had beaches up top and then not all down bottom. But other than that, it's like we ain't missing shit except I guess maybe good weather year round and maybe a more I guess exciting nightlife. But we do have somewhat of a nightlife if you can find it. But that depends on the person what you like. So I feel like Delaware is a cool spot. It ain't the most. I've been in places where I'm like it ain't shit to do out here. And Delaware really ain't one of them.
Yeah, we never had a night where we said we didn't have anywhere to go.
Nah, you can find something to do.
And everything's so close that like it is what it is. Random thought, not my random thought, but just from what you said with friends from college. Key from Key and Peele is on a new show on Hulu called Reboot. That's pretty funny. You should check that out.
I'll check it out.
I think it's like 4 episodes in. It's pretty good. Random thought we didn't touch on it. Category 4 hurricane going through not Tampa. I think the cone switched off Tampa, but it's smacking Fort Myers right now.
Looks bad.
It looks fucked up, man.
Looks bad, and they said it's only the beginning.
It looks fucked up. One of my buddies lives in Fort Myers. A few of my buddies live in Tampa. I'm sending videos and what's it called from when Tampa Bay, pretty much all the water got sucked up. Storm just pushing that bitch out into the sea. I saw some videos from Fort Myers where the houses were literally floating off the foundations because the water's so high.
Yeah, shit's fucked up.
It's just crazy. Like,
you ever been in one? A hurricane?
Huh. That's a good question.
I've only been in one in Virginia when I lived out there.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. The wildest thing I saw, I was living in Denver and I saw a tornado out of my back window. That was crazy.
Damn.
That was crazy.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking tornado. Like,
I can imagine getting swirled in the fucking air.
It's crazy too, because all my foreign friends, they'll hear like, yeah, this category 4 is probably gonna hit, and they're like, oh, we're bunkering down. Not a shot. Especially because it's like so close to like relocating and shit. Like, you couldn't tell me a hurricane's about to hit Philly and I have the option to drive 50 minutes to Delaware for guaranteed safety. I'm out.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm out, yo. Like, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
I could dip for a little bit.
I'm out. Like, worst case, I'm a worst case scenario guy. So like, worst case scenario, like, I wasted my dime and went to Delaware.
I always do wonder, like, what's the repercussions like after a hurricane? Like, because I was a child when I was in the one in Virginia, but it's like, are you still obligated to pay your fucking bills after a hurricane? Like, don't we got bigger shit to worry about right now? Like, am I still liable for this rent and my fucking house is underwater or mortgage?
That's interesting. I don't know.
Like,
what happened when Katrina fucked New Orleans? Like, does everything just freeze?
They did them fucking dirty, so I don't know.
Yeah, like what? Like, yeah, that's interesting. All right, we're back off from the songs again because it fucked us up last week with the audio. So another good pod.
Till next time, man. Views from the chair.